Happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my model Marielle and we're going to show you how to create this gorgeous cloud skin makeup look. As usual, the skin is already prepared and ready for the foundation. I will link all of the products that I've used down in the link below, so do check it out. It looks like we're moving away from any super radiant complexions into semi-matte complexion this fall, and this is why this tutorial is called the cloud skin makeup. The goal is to achieve the semi-matte complexion with slight radiance kind of peeking through. Imagine the cloudy day and the sun is kind of trying to peek through the clouds. So this is the type of skin we're trying to achieve here. So I prepared Marielle's skin using the creams and not using any super reflective highlighters. Then I chose NARS Full Coverage Radiant Foundation as I wanted the skin to be fully overlaid without any natural skin peeking through. And also I wanted a slight glow on the skin but without using any highlighters. So this foundation gave me just that. And of course I am adding the foundation onto the neck and the chest to unify the skin color together so everything looks the same. Once my canvas are ready, I then need to bring back the definition onto the face. And today I'm going to use these two creamy products. One is from Fenty Beauty in the shade Ebony, and another one is the bronzer from Tarte. This time I decided to mix these two colors together as I wanted a slightly darker and colder shade in the hollow parts of the cheekbones and something a little bit warmer, almost like a blush-like finish to the apples of the cheeks. But I didn't want the blush to be super strong, so these bronzer from Tarte have given me a really beautiful warmth onto the cheeks without making the blusher too kind of strong. And at the moment everything is a little bit too glowing, but don't worry, we will be powdering later on, so the skin will be turned down a notch. And as I want the makeup look to be kind of turned down in color, a little bit kind of a milky, soft, cloudy day makeup look. So I am adding the same contouring products onto the eyes, and you saw me winging it out from the eye onto the temple. This will help me to elongate the eyes and make them a little bit more prominent. And the residue of the contouring creams I am adding onto the nose. Marielle has a cute little nose and it's very easy to contour. The next step is to brighten the area under the eyes, and for this I chose Luminous Silk Concealer from the brand Armani, which honestly is one of my favorite concealers at this point. I love its creaminess, I love how nicely it goes on the skin, takes the surface of the skin without making it look drier or patchier. So this one is currently my go-to concealer in my kit. And I'm applying it not only under the eye but also underneath the brow bone and in the middle of the face, all of the areas that I wanted to brighten up a little. Next step is to set the skin with powders, and the powder choice will be kind of crucial for the cloud skin look. You don't want to use any powders that are made for baking, but rather powders that have the blurring effect in them. So I chose Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Filter powders, and here you see me mixing a few colors. Slightly darker shade in the shadowy parts of the face and lighter shade in the middle. After I set everything with powders, I also decided to go over with the bronzers and add a little bit more definition onto the face. So here again, I'm mixing two shades, number 4 and number 3, and going all around the contours of Marielle's face. Duplicating my cream contouring with the powder bronzers will set the makeup in place and make it longer wearing. If I don't set the creams with powder, most likely throughout the day the product will move. So I'm doing the same for the eyes. After the skin was completed, I decided to add a few tweaks to it. I'm going to continue the soft matte finish, and here you see me adding this cashmere powder blush in the shade Warm Coat from the brand Limbus, which is a beautiful matte berry color. I felt like this dusky shade will tie in the whole cloud makeup look together. And I didn't want to leave the skin completely kind of a matte without any highlights to it. So for the highlights, I decided to use this new Dior palette and only two colors from it, a slightly bronzy shade and a little peachy kind of a highlighter. This highlighter is really beautiful. It's very soft reflection that it gives to the skin. You can see nothing too metallic, and I feel like it disperses the product onto the skin so finely that you can barely see it. So this is pretty much it for the complexion. Now we need to define the eyebrows, and for this I'm actually using something different today. Today I decided to use the hair gummy, you know, the one that you use for the hair edges. I wanted to brush up Mariella's brows and so they stay upwards. So here you see me coating the brows in the gummy really well. And once all of the hair is coated, I then brush it up and kind of adhere it onto the skin. The gummy takes onto the skin really quickly. So once you coated one eyebrow, you can then move on and fill in the eyebrow straight after. I wanted Mariella's eyebrows to be kind of one of the main focal points of this look, as the eye makeup will be pretty simple. So you will see me adding several stages onto the brows. This one is a stage number 2, and I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Deep Brow Pomade. So once I have coated all of the brow in a brush-like strokes, here you see me doing just that, I then move over and follow up the shade with the powder eyeshadow or any powder brow product. This one is from Illamasqua, and I'm only going over the top of the eyebrow as I want the top of it to be more defined than the bottom. Once the general shape of the eyebrow is ready, I then want to add another few tweaks to it. And here I'm using the NYX brow pen and creating another few hair-like strokes to the brow, which will add to the final finish of the eyebrows. With these few natural hair-like strokes, the brows will look more natural and less filled in. And finally, I got to the eyes. So the eye look will be really simple. First, I want to define the lash line using one of my favorite lip liners. Yes, I always use this chestnut lip liner from MAC on the eyes, as I feel like this deep brown with a reddish undertone color is so complementary to so many skin tones and so many eye shades. Once I added the color onto the lash line, I then take a small bullet brush and wing it out. So I want to create some sort of a feel of half eyeliner, half eyeshadow, something that is not overly defined just yet. And once I winged everything out, I then need to go over with the powder eyeshadow and set the pencil in place. Here you see me using Pat McGrath's Bronze Seduction palette and my favorite color, which is like a red-brown aubergine kind of a shade. So that will set my creamy pencil from MAC. Then I reassessed the look and decided to add the winged liner as well, but in a really fine and delicate way. Then I popped some individual lashes, and while they're drying, I'm moving on to the lips. On the lips, again, I'm using my favorite lip liner, which is Chestnut, the same that I have used for the eyes. Marielle is blessed with gorgeous full lips, so there is not much I need to color correct or change. I just have to fill in the line following her natural lip shape. As I envisioned this look to be quite muted, a little bit moody, kind of a browny shady look, I needed to keep the lips within the neutral shading as well. So I added the lip liner all around, leaving the middle part color free, and in the middle I am now filling in with the Dior lipstick in the shade Promenade. This is a very beautiful, universal, muted, kind of a nude with a brown and also a little bit kind of a peachy undertone to it. It looks very different on each skin tone, and this is why I like it so much. When I filled in the lip, I decided to make it a little bit more prominent. So I'm switching the pencils to the Pillow Talk Intense in number 3 from Charlotte Tilbury and defining the line a little bit further. Now I'm adding Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Mascara and moving on to the rest of the body. I felt like the body was a little bit too milky without any subtle glow, so I decided to add the iconic highlighter onto the protruding parts of the body, including the ears, as they are exposed and we want all the skin to be unified and beautifully groomed. Then I also decided to add the slight residue of this glowing product onto the eyelid, and I feel like this final touch really completed the look. Now I'm adding my gorgeous accessory, and here is our final look before and after. I think we succeeded in creating the flawless cloud skin makeup look. Let me know what you think. I kinda like that soft matte comeback. We have been all over the radiance and the skin glow for so long that I almost feel like it is a little bit of a breath of fresh air, so to say. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I see you on my next one.